You have found the #1 podcast for you who get up every day and get after it, bringing fitness to those around you, sometimes whether you know it or not. As always, we're going to talk about some important things today. And Scotty, I also pull from the archives some not so important things, and you're going to love it because these are not important at all. But this podcast is all about bringing fitness full circle: physical health, wealth, risk, emotional fitness, spiritual fitness, all the ways that we bring fitness to those around us. In today's podcast, we talked about the clickbait of the week. We haven't done this for a while. Healthy foods could be making you gain weight. We're going to talk about that clickbait. Also, check this out: fitness for your face. You got to know about that one. That one's great. We got the pop culture pop quiz, fitness busts that made it big, and Kim is out on maternity leave, but I got my boy, Scotty Mac. He's got my back as a special co-host. He's on from West Hills Honda, and he's going to tell you how he's got your back when you're buying a car. All right, Scotty, first time on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even a first-time listener. I'm going to try to convert that. So I'm going to do my best. Currently we have 16 and a half listeners. I'm going to try to make you a 17 and a half. But if you haven't listened to the podcast, we have an unofficial sponsor, and that sponsor is the Coffee Oasis. So I'm going to ask you something, man. Are you a coffee drinker?
I drink a little bit of coffee, but when I do, it is a coffee oasis. I will say that.
You're saying that for the podcast?
No, I'm not saying for the podcast. It's a great place because it's comfortable, it's clean, it's pretty, and the food's good too. So, yeah.
Well, as well as I do, because you have some affiliation with Coffee Oasis as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where you get your coffee, it may not mean much to you, but it means everything to the Coffee Oasis. When you buy a cup of coffee, you support youth programs, you support shelter, you support clothing, outreach, all these different things that you get when you buy a cup of Coffee Oasis coffee, or you get a breakfast sandwich, or any of the great food they have. And so that's why it's great that we talk about them, because again, like I say, where you get your coffee may not mean much to you, but it means everything to them, because they're restoring community through compassionate youth programs and coffee business. And so that's why we talk about go out there and buy their coffee.
It makes sense. I mean, it's not just a coffee oasis. It is a community oasis. It is a place where you can go that's the good things are there.
Absolutely. So that's why they're our unofficial sponsor of the Fitness Full Circle podcast. So listener comments, it was a little light this week. And Scotty, this is your first time as a co-host. I hope to have you on more frequently, but our listeners, when they leave a comment, we enter them in for a free Fitness Full Circle t-shirt. Nice t-shirt.
Perfect, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. And so, but there is one stipulation, is that our software filters out all negative comments. So the only comments that we get because of the software that filters it out is positive comments. So maybe these people have left a comment and they're like, why doesn't my comment ever get on the air? Well, it's because it's probably negative. And we don't even see it.
I wish I had that in my brain.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do. That's what we do here. But we did have one. We got a guy in Paulsbo. His name's Forrest, and he said, "I like your style." And so a couple things happened to me when I heard that. I was like, you know what? That's awesome. What is it about my style that he likes? Or maybe it's Kim's style. Maybe he's not going to say. Maybe it was just because I had Kim. But then I was like, oh man, I got to bring it. I have to know. I have to understand what style that he likes. And then I got to bring this style from here on. So Forrest, thank you for the comment of liking our style. And I'm just going to work to continue to understand what that is and bring what I think that is to you. So it sounds good enough. But nonetheless, Forrest, you get entered in for the Fitness Full Circle nice t-shirt when we have the drawing on podcast number 20. So thank you for that. All right. So in this week's important topic, what I got is clickbait, man. You guys know how I hate clickbait. So anyway, I was scanning through for topics, and I saw this headline. It says, "Why eating too much healthy food can cause weight gain." And I was like, "Oh, bring it, right? Bring it. Tell me why people shouldn't eat healthy food." So anyway, I clicked on it. I took the bait, right? I clicked on it and I read through it. And ultimately, what it comes down to on this one, Scotty, is they're talking about all the great things of having a balanced diet, proteins, fats, carbs, good calories, and just getting all this stuff in. But what I'm really trying to read about is what healthy foods are causing this weight gain.
Sure.
I'm thinking, man, these guys are going to bring me the keys to the kingdom, right? They're going to unlock something. Sweet potatoes are not what you thought they were. And so I was like, oh man. So I read along, and what it turns out with this piece of clickbait is they're trying to sell something. And a lot of times that's what clickbait does. It tries to sell you something. They're trying to sell a macro calculator. So they're trying to sell this thing that's going to count your calories, count your intake for you. And so I was like, oh, I see the hook on there. I see what they're saying. And what they're actually saying on that one is that proteins do not make you fat. Carbohydrates do not make you fat. Fat does not make you fat. What does is overconsumption does. So if I say this over again, why eating too much healthy food can cause weight gain? If you overeat anything, it's going to be overeating.
This is mostly celery right
here. It is, man. Because like I say, 35 calories of celery. If you eat 1,000 stalks of celery,
sure.
that's 35,000 calories. Yeah,
this morning.
Yeah, you're overeating. And so almonds, super calorie dense almonds. They're really good for you. You got the omega fats, you got all those things. But a cup of almonds is still 1,000 calories.
Right.
And so it's actually a conversation that I have with some of my clients when they're like, well, in my meal plans, you don't really have a lot of fruit. And I said, well, I understand that because 6 bananas is still 700 calories. Yeah, they're bananas, but they're still 700 calories. So just like you say, whether it's almonds, whether it's bananas, whether it's celery, right? That's what you get. It's not the gas station burritos. It's the celery that is. And so, and I think for me, the biggest challenge that I had with that particular clickbait is if I was just scanning headlines, and maybe I had some nutrition challenges, or maybe I was struggling to lose weight, that might rectify not eating healthy foods. If it said, well, if I'm going to eat healthy foods and gain weight anyway, why would I do that? Why would I eat something that I don't like and I'm gonna gain weight anyway? So anyway, the moral of the story of this clickbait here was why eating too much healthy food can cause weight gain. Eating too much of anything is going to cause weight gain. So
take that, clickbait.
Yeah, take that. Clickbait 0, fitness full circle 1.
That's right.
All right, you got to check out this topic that we got going on. I love this one. This one was given to me by one of our loyal listeners. They say, "Hey, Brett, you're into fitness, man. You're gonna get a kick out of this one. What workouts do you have for people's faces?" And I've heard of this thing called face yoga. I haven't even looked into this thing, but I came across this, and this thing's awesome. I'm just gonna shoot it out there for those that are seeing it on. But anyway, it's an advertisement for fitness for your face. Scotty, I gave you the breakdown on this thing. It's called Jazzercise. This thing is phenomenal, dude. It's you've never done a full body workout until now, because this product tells you that there's 57 plus muscles in your face and neck, and you're probably not working them out the way they were, right? So this product, dude, it's like a rubber ball that you put in your mouth and you bite on. It's got an anti-choking hazard because obviously it's got a necklace, right? So you're not gonna lose the thing. But it's supposed to strengthen your jaw, supposed to strengthen your face, give you that chiseled look, because I'm sure women are just looking for that chiseled, strong jaw look.
Have that.
But man, what's your take on that thing? Right?
My take is, as long as there's consenting adults and there's a safe word, it should be fine.
I love it, because man, if you haven't seen this product in person, and dude, man, it's Jazzercise. Jazzercise. I can't spell it. It's not spelled the way you think it's supposed to be spelled, but you gotta check it out. The thing is like a ball gag, dude. It looks like a ball gag. It looks like something you pick up at any one of the clever adult places. But
I wonder if they have, or eventually will have, the world champions, and they're going to be trying to go for that really hard piece. They're like,
the bite strength. Right. Maybe they'll have speed, they'll have intensity. Right. Yeah, I'm just I'm trying to get my head around this thing, but I'm looking at all the different ways we can market this Jazzercise, right? What if you had like a teeth whitening formula in there and you're just like, you're biting on this thing and it's whitening your teeth while you do it.
At the same time,
yeah. So, guys, I got nothing for you on this one. You know, there's lots and lots of fitness gimmicks out there. You know, I'm just gonna have you put that in your court. If you go to the video, it shows a male and female working the ball gag thing. I got nothing on this one other than I'm gonna call this thing. I'm gonna wager to call this thing a fitness bust, right?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I don't see this being something in 10 or 20 years where, you know, it's just this takeoff. Like some super weightlifters walking out there all big and they're like, you look great. Well, except for, you know, the face.
Obviously you don't, you haven't been working your face.
You don't take this seriously, do you?
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of like the bodybuilder that skips leg day and has those really skinny legs, right? This guy's skipping face day.
Right.
So,
never skip face day.
Man. Well, I tell you what, Scotty, I appreciate your take on there. That's absolutely fantastic. Anybody who's been a listener of the Fitness Full Circle podcast knows that for our co-host, or in this situation, he's actually a guest as well. For you to move on to the part where you came here, which is to talk about yourself, you have got to play a game. So we call this the Pop Culture Pop Quiz. Typically would face off against Kim, who's not available, but the rules still apply. Scotty, in order for you to get on to the interview section of the whole reason why you came here, you've got to get at least second place in the Pop Culture Pop Quiz. You're going only against yourself, Scotty. So if you screw this up, I'm going to be super disappointed if you can't even get second place.
Well, genetically, I do have somebody to compete with. My brother's you know, twin brother, so
that's right.
I have to worry about him. He could pop up at any moment.
So can he feel your wrong answers then?
Probably, and he'll just chew harder on the ball gag, you know,
exactly. Because you know he's coming. He's like, I'm gonna beat my brother somehow. Right. They can't tell us apart. They will, because I'm gonna have the square jaw. Yeah. So in honor of Jazzercise and fitness for your face, I pulled fitness busts from the past, right? Okay. And so what I want to do on this one, Scotty, is I'm going to tell you the product. I'm going to describe to you the product, and I want you to tell me what you think that product was. Okay.
All right. Let's do this.
By that. So are you ready? Second place?
Yes.
Okay, we're going. Okay, number one. It was a foam covered piece of metal with a spring in the middle. There's a 45-degree range of motion of hip abduction that did little to benefit the strength and absolutely nothing to tone the thighs. But it did manage to gross over 100 million in sales in the early 90s. And I'll also tell you that it was endorsed by a Suzanne Summers in infomercials.
Oh, she is a gem.
Yes.
But I can picture it in my mind, and therefore I'm not able to bring it up because it's not that total recall that I'm looking for. But I can see her doing it, and man, she worked it.
She was going after it, right?
Going after it.
And kids our age, there was something a little magical about her just going after that, Well, that product that she was going after at was called the Thigh Master.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Sold for about $20 a pop. Again, sold 100 million of them, and now you can pick them up at just about any garage sale for 99 cents.
Right.
So
slightly used.
Yeah. Slightly used. Yeah. But hopefully highly disinfected.
Well, let's hope so. Yeah. This is almost new.
Like new. Okay, next one. This product claims you can get rock hard abs with no sweat, lose 4 inches in 30 days, guaranteed.
Wow.
30% more effective than normal exercise, and 10 minutes of this equals 600 sit-ups. And they use the foreign secret technology that has already created incredible bodies you see on beaches all across Europe. The FTC, however, disagreed and filed a complaint against these marketers of these shocking products in the early 2000s. Do you know what those were?
I remember those as well, and they're the ones that make your muscles cramp up and
Yeah.
move. Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It looked like the beginning of a hernia.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or at least a lot of muscle pain.
Or do you think it looked like in Aliens where that
Yeah.
alien's trying to pop out, right?
Right. At any moment. Yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give that to you. That's the electric ab belt. You pretty much said the same thing, but we're gonna be good with that. So I'm gonna score you 1 point on that one.
Me one, me
zero. You're doing great. Yeah. So far you're in second place, but I really need to see if you can get to first place. So really try hard on this.
I will try.
Okay. This product claimed to melt fat off like some form of thermal liposuction. No exercise, no weight loss pills, no anything but a heated rubber belt, which makes your stomach and tush sweat. That's it.
Well, it sounds like the George Foreman grill, but I'm gonna go. I don't know.
Hey, just go with what you think it is.
It's the bands. It's the little. You just stand there and it works for you, right? It's just doing this all the time.
No, it actually doesn't even move. I'm gonna give you a half score on that one.
Okay.
I typically don't do that on the podcast, but special circumstances. Kim's out on maternity leave.
Yeah.
She can't tell me what to do. You get a half point on that one.
I feel good about it.
It's called the Velform sauna belt. And basically it's just this belt that you put on, and in no time at all, you have got washboard abs or you got a firm hiney. Wow. We've talked about fitness before, and that's what you said. You said, I'm not really into the washboard abs. Can I get a firm hiney?
Right.
And I thought you may be talking about a Heineken, but you actually didn't. You actually
hand it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a man.
And so you just wear this belt. So,
wow. Yeah. Couldn't it be any easier? It can't. It cannot be easier.
No, than just sitting.
Right.
But there is a product that's even easier, right? And it's number 4 here. Watching television while simultaneously working out. It's a chair. It's an ab machine. It's complete in-home personal training. I take offense to that, right? In-home personal training. What was this product?
It's the BC Fitness 2. No.
Yeah, exactly. It is this one. I don't remember this one specifically. When I went back and looked at it, it's the same guy that does the Gazelle. You remember the Gazelle? Yeah. This one's called the Ab Lounger, and basically it's a lounger where you can watch TV in it, and if you felt like it, you could do some crunches with it or whatnot. So
setting the bar real low.
Yeah,
real
exactly.
Like,
so yeah,
I need those chips.
Yeah,
that's one.
Exactly, right. You didn't have to, and that's the beauty of it. You didn't have to get up to get these chips. You just kind of just do this like ab crunching. You didn't have to get up to get the chips.
Somebody comes to the room, you're like 150.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's a chair. It's an ab machine marketed to people as a telemarketing scheme of people that just watch TV, right?
Wow.
And so, gosh, they nailed it. Yeah. They nailed the ab lounger. This last one, yeah, I got a feeling that you're going to get this one. I'm going to tell you what MSNBC said about it without giving you any other information. I'm going to tell you what MSNBC said about it, and I want you to see if you can get it just off that description. This tool was once described on MSNBC as slightly pornographic.
Oh my!
Interest peak, and it's not the Jawser size. It's not the fitness for your face.
No safety word.
It was because of the oscillating motion of the dumbbell that oscillates.
Oh,
and it purportedly increased the effects of exercise.
Right. The shaker or the
good motion. Just from the motion, you figured it out. Yeah. The product was so amazing that in a 2011 study in Consumer Reports, it stated that for the chest, shoulders, and traps, the shake weight exercises are inferior to conventional exercises that target the individual muscles. And additionally, the report found that shake weight routines burned fewer calories than walking at 3 miles per hour. But those claims did not stop them from grossing over 40 million in sales.
Wow.
Scotty, you were right. You got it off of the slightly pornographic description.
Yes.
I'm not going to judge you on that at all.
Notice I had 2 hands.
But what's the shake weight? Yeah. You were working arms equally.
Yeah,
and so
absolutely.
Yeah. So you don't want one arm to shake harder than another arm.
No, you do not.
So Scotty, you got that. You got 2.5 points on that. That qualifies for first place, dude. Nice job.
Oh, thanks.
I set the bar low for you, but you said, you know what, bar? Get over here.
Yeah.
I'm hurdling you.
Right.
So fantastic.
See ya.
Yeah, we get to move on to your portion of the show. So here he is, everybody. We got Scotty Mac from West Hills Honda. Scotty grew up a hippie kid, but turned into a military veteran. He spent 20 years in the U.S. Air Force. Scotty, thank you so much for your service. First, as a 1A 2X1 loadmaster with nearly almost 1,000 flying hours. This guy has been in the air until, unfortunately, we were medically grounded. But then you finished the rest of your military career as a public affairs journalist, photographer, and media relations expert, where you see multiple awards for journalism, including Print Journalist of the Year. Not nearly as awesome as getting first place in the Pop Culture Pop Quiz,
right?
But a distant second. But you know what? All those awards, you told me that all those awards don't mean anything to you because the one that you're most proud of is the unanimous voting by your two beautiful, spectacular daughters that vote you as the #1 dad.
That's right.
And that's ultimately the one, right?
That is the one. I've seen other people wear that and even have cups with it, but I know I'm the one.
So after retiring, you got into all things sales, right? Until landing firmly and comfortably in selling vehicles. You also enjoy being a comedian, a poet, a creative mind, which reminds me a little bit of his character from his favorite television show, The Muppets, Fozzie Bear.
Oh, yes, Fozzie.
Yeah, Fozzie Bear.
Big influence.
And he told me, and I quote, that after 20 years of being in the war business, he's dedicated the rest of his life to the pursuit of peace. Nice. And I thought that was absolutely amazing. So I want to welcome Scotty to the first time to the Fitness Full Circle podcast. Scotty Mac, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Brett.
So glad to have you. So what we ask all of our guests as they come on is, as I alluded, you got my back today. I'm without co-host because Kim is going to be with child. And so you got my back, but I want you to tell our listeners how you have their backs when they're in the market for purchasing a new vehicle. So how do you keep your clients fit during that process?
Well, the first thing that I can think of is I sell with love. And when I say love, it's all encompassing. It's treating someone with respect. It is treating somebody as my family and even steering them away from a certain thing that might not be best for them and kind of help guiding them to something that would work even better. People right now everyone is facing higher prices for everything and longer waits for everything. And there's a ton of negative things that are out there when people think about going to a car dealership. I personally want to be the reason that they drive away, whether it's in their car that they came in or one that I've helped them purchase, feeling as though they were taken care of and they were treated like they're special, because they are. I mean, I love working with people. I love helping people. And the car buying process is just yet another problem that someone has that I can help them solve. And so I have about 10 years of experience selling cars and other things. I've sold houses, I've sold roofs, I've sold lazy boy furniture. I've been around the sales world. And I've found that it's about relationships more than about the close or the sale itself, building those relationships. And I know that as a guy that's 6'2", with a celery body, that I need to, do certain things. Like I'll sit a little bit lower than folks. I will use open hand gestures, and I will, take notes and show them that I care, show them that they're safe, show them that this castle that they're in isn't that scary. Folks come to dealerships and they're probably looking to buy a car. Now they're going to say they're just looking most of the time. Usually I say, that's where it all starts, something like that. And I understand that it's a scary situation. A lot of times I see people coming to the dealership with fear, and that's why the guard is up, because they know the 60s and 70s version of what a sales car or car salesperson is. And I'm here to abolish that. I'm here to stand up and be someone different that is kind and generous and funny and really cares, so that's me.
Yeah, perfect. And we've talked about this before, and you've told me so often that people are guarded and ready for a fight. And you know, we talked about this before. You said you've never been in a fight in your life. You're a pacifist, and you know, a war man turned pacifist, and so and that's what you want people to understand, is that we're not going to do battle. I am here to help you with your selection. And so that's one of the things I really liked about your style, is that, you know, you recognize how we feel on our end. You know, when we drive into that car lot, we come in with this anxiety. We come in with this thing that we're going to do battle, that there's going to be something's going to happen in this process. But you just say, hey, you know what? Let's just do this. Let's drive a bunch of cars. Let's have a bunch of fun. And that's what we did. I actually purchased a car from Scotty as well. And we did the same thing. I'm a little lazy. So I called Scotty beforehand. I was like, hey, Scotty, I'm coming down tomorrow. I'm gonna get some trucks. And my man, Scotty, he had trucks lined up for me. Like, there's an entire parking lot full of trucks ready to go. And so we just drove a bunch of trucks until I found the one that worked. We were there all day, not because I had to be there all day, because I just needed to drive a bunch of damn trucks until I found the right one.
Right, yeah.
And so
it's a process of elimination. And many times the one that maybe I think is perfect, maybe you like a different thing for a different reason. And I just flow with it. I just go with it. And I ultimately just want you and everyone else just to be happy and feel good. This is about a better life. Getting a new vehicle, whether it's new or used, is about a better life. Because if you're driving in something it makes a noise you don't like, or if you don't like where your arm hits as far as where your elbow is on the I forgot what it's called, but the little spot for your elbow. If you don't like that, those little things add up over time. Or if it's something that is unreliable, or something that you're in too much vehicle right now and your payments are too high, let's help you get into something that will make life a little better for you. And it's about a better life. And I want everyone to have a better life, you know, and if I have time to prepare, I'm going to have some vehicles out there for you.
And it was awesome. So let's talk about, you know, you talked about the ever rising cost of everything right now.
Sure.
Is there some values out there in the market right now? Is there certain types of vehicles, or is there some value out there where you say, gosh, you know, now would be a really good time to look at this? Or, you know, do you have that? Do you have that where you say, gosh, you know, I think maybe, you know, with the ever rising cost of this, you know, maybe EV is not a bad idea. Electric vehicles are not a bad idea. Or, you know, hey, with gas prices that are rising right now, everyone's trading in their trucks. Everyone's trading in their V8s right now. So V8s are on a really good deal right now. You know, give me the nuance of what's going on in the market right now.
Sure, absolutely. And firstly, yes, trucks are in abundance right now as far as what's coming in and getting traded in. V8s, even V6s are getting traded in, whether it's a truck or a Denali or whatever it might be, you know, which is sold as a truck. It's a time when used prices are as high or higher than new prices, and people don't like that. And the reality of the situation is, because we only, like for instance at Honda, and I can go to any of the dealerships at the Autoplex and sell cars, but at Honda we get about 10 cars every week, and 8 of them are already spoken for by the time we get them, by the time they even hit the ground. And then those other 2, man, they get snapped up. So it is kind of the time to consider something that's used. Certified vehicles have extended warranties on the factory warranty and the powertrain warranty. Very quickly, the factory warranty, people call it bumper to bumper. It doesn't cover the bumpers, ironically, but everything in between. And then the powertrain is your guts, your engine, transmission, and the stuff that touches oil along the line back. So because they're certified, they're able to put, whether it's Hondas or Kias or Fords, they're able to put their name back on their brand and say, we've done a 182-point inspection on this. Those folks in the back, they get paid by how many things they're fixing. They're looking for stuff to fix. This car is great, you know, so it's going to last a long time, and the warranties are extended out. So I think the time to buy certified is now. And then as far as when folks are looking for a $200 payment, that is the 1980s, you know. Unfortunately, I have to just be real. It's not 1988. A $200 payment means you're getting about a $9,000 car. A $9,000 car now is what a $3,000 car used to be, or a $5,000 car used to be, which is just barely getting there kind of thing. So, it's one of those things where you being prepared for payment and what payment is now compared to what it is 15 years ago or 20 years ago or however long ago. It is something that you have to consider before you start that move, before you make that move.
All right. So Scotty, say we have somebody that's in the car buying area, right? They're starting to feel like they want to upgrade their car, but maybe they have that intimidation. Maybe they really have that trepidation to go out because these 70s, 80s salesmen that you're talking about are ready to pounce. What could somebody do that maybe even be considering doing it online shopping? How can they get through that? How can they keep themselves fit that way?
Well, what I suggest is to just make it an information day. Just come by, ask for me, and make it an information day. No pressure, no worries. We're just going to look at vehicles. We're just going to kind of get an idea of what you want to do. I like to sit down with folks before jumping into cars. I like to be able to have time to talk to them about what their goals are and what they're hoping to get out of their vehicle. And do me a favor, just make it an information day. No pressure. My numbers are going to suffer, but your heart is what I care about. So
good. And it's probably best if they schedule that, right? Probably the best thing is to create a schedule with you. Would you say that's probably the easiest way to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't mind, I'm off on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So if you even need to meet in person, I can do that. I wouldn't mind meeting somewhere public and having some coffee-o or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be a perfect little way to do it and kind of make a plan. It's anything that we go into in life, it's best if you make a plan before you go jumping in. Not that I've lived that, but I've found. I have found.
Yeah. No personal experiences here. Yeah.
That making a plan really helps.
Good. So, yeah. Well, fantastic. Let's do this. If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, if somebody was in the market, somebody just wanted to talk about that, somebody wanted to just come down and just drive cars with you and see what they like, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Please text me at 360-865-6315. And if you simply text the word car to me, I'll know that you're looking for a vehicle, whether it's a car, truck, or SUV.
Fantastic. Good. And so if you didn't catch that, I'm going to drop his information in the description like I always do. So you'll be able to find him, you'll be able to locate him and be able to text car. Could they send you a car emoji?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify.
A picture of a Lambo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So perfect on that. So in the Fitness Full Circle podcast, our guests, we asked them a question, and I kind of like this one just because you're a journalist and you won some awards for journalism. And so this isn't even far-fetched to think. Scotty, if you wrote an autobiography, what would that autobiography be titled?
Wow. It would be maybe Dreamer. I don't know.
I like it. Dreamer. So we like to throw a twist on this thing. So let's just say this autobiography, Dreamer, was made into a major motion picture. Who would be cast for your character?
Let's see here. Well, it's hard to say. I mean, I people have said that I look like, but I think I sound a little more like the guy that was the elephant on those Ice Age movies.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I don't feel like I look like that dude.
That was
Ray Romano.
Ray Romano, a comedian, Ray Romano. Yeah. Well, you definitely don't look like Ray Romano. Well, you're probably about a foot taller than he is as well. So,
and I have no relation to mammoths.
Yeah, not at all, huh?
No.
Fun. No. Do you confirmed that you did 23andMe?
Well, I haven't done that yet, so there is a chance. There is maybe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, good. We'll I've never thought of voiceover as far as a character. So that's what we'll say this time. We'll say, this twist is going to be if it's made into a major motion picture that's actually animated, Ray Romano would play your character. So fantastic. I like it. We can go with that.
Yeah.
Again, Scotty, great job with your interview. That was absolutely tremendous. I love it. I kind of wish that I would have known more about the emoji because I literally just said, hey, I need some vehicles. So next, and you seem like a man of few words, and so that's great information to know for next time. Anyway, this portion of our show, we put you through the grinder. And the grinder is a series of simple would you rather questions relating to the topics discussed in the podcast, general topics, whatever the hell I feel like.
Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, you're a basketball guy, college basketball guy. You had some great success in college basketball. So I wanted to ask you, man, we're about the same age. Best baller, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant?
Michael Jordan.
Without a doubt, man.
No doubt.
Give me some knuckles on that one.
Yeah.
There's no better than Michael Jackson. There's no better than Michael Jackson if you're singing, but there's no better than Michael Jordan on the court. And we got to see the greatest basketball player of all time.
He was incredible.
Yeah.
And Kobe was a great player. He was a great scorer. But as much as people want to say it, and I'm probably going to take some flack for this, that's all he cared about. He didn't care about anything else. He was just a scorer. He didn't play this great defense that everybody thinks he did.
Yeah.
He was a scorer, and he only stole the ball so he could score.
Yeah, and it's with 4 seconds on the line, there's no doubt who I want to pass that ball to, right?
Right.
But there does some doubt does come up now because Steph Curry's kind of come into his own, and it's kind of one of those things, man. Who are you going to throw the ball? Who you going to pass the ball to with 4 seconds on the line?
Oh, Steph, definitely.
Yeah, so it's kind of one of those things, man. MJ or Steph, and Steph's the part that I like, and I figured you're going to answer that way just because we're 90s kids. We're products of the 90s there.
Steph rolls out of bed and he's in range. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
That's how good he is.
For sure. Okay, what would you rather have? Would you rather have the Seattle Kraken or would you rather have the Sonics back?
Sonics.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
That was tough, man. That leave to Oklahoma was tough.
It was robbery, and it was wrong. It was wrong on so many levels. I had a Sonics problem for a long time, and I still kind of do. But when I first came back to Washington, I walked into a store, and I saw somebody wearing a Durant jersey. And not only was he wearing a Kevin Durant jersey, it was the Oklahoma City version of it. And I said, "Hey!" And before I knew I was going to do it, because sometimes I don't even know what I'm going to say. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know how.
And he turned around, and I was like, "What? Come on!" And then I was like, "I need to calm down.
Yeah.
So I did.
Blasphemy. Yeah, exactly. Okay, great job with that one. Would you rather calculate proper weight distribution as a loadmaster, or calculating proper f-stops as a journalist?
Oh wow, f-stops.
Yeah.
I have a lot more fun shooting than I do figuring out weight and balance on a truck or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice questions though.
Yeah, good job. All right, who would you rather kick it with, man? Who would you rather chill and have a beer with? Would you rather hang out with Fozzie Bear or Statler and Waldorf? The two angry dudes on the
right.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I love me some Fozzie. Granted, right? That just goes without saying. But those guys are such jerks. I love them, and it would be funny to be. It would be more funny to be around them because Fozzie gets a little goofy.
Yeah,
and their wit is just like bam, bam, bam. So
yeah,
I don't want to hang with those guys.
And that's what I thought, man. When I said that, I thought that's kind of me too, right? I want to be with some witty guys that just have one-liners on everything. I mean, Fozzie's got his one-liners, but there's one-liners. But those guys, man, they're on it. So yeah, good one on that one. You did a tremendous job.
Thank you.
You made it through the grinder.
Yes.
Yeah, you did fantastic with that. Yeah, there's no we didn't have to emulate shake weight or anything to make it through the grinder. We're good. So now that brings us to the other segment, which is fit or flop.
Okay.
And that's a bunch of occupational specific or show related topics that you answer fit if it's a good idea, or flop if it's not that good. You shouldn't do that. Okay. I already know the answer to this one. Sonics moving to Oklahoma.
Flop.
All right.
100%.
I didn't want to pick any scabs on that one. After your whole Durant thing, I didn't want to pick any. I was a little intimidated by asking you that question, but thank you for handling it so well.
Feeling a little angry inside.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a Sonics problem.
Yeah, exactly. Fit or flop? Fitness for your face.
That is a total flop.
Yeah. I think that's not gonna be big, huh?
I really don't. And you can strengthen your jaw, but Yeah, I don't think
there's probably other ways to do it. Okay. And then the last one, buying your car from Carvana.
I've never used them, so I can't really speak to whether they're good or not. But
well, then
online, right?
Yeah, and that's fair. That's a fair enough question. So let me change that. Buying your car online.
I think you definitely need to smell a car before you buy it, you know, and I'm not talking about new car smell. I'm talking about old car smell.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
the first thing I do when I open a door is smell. And so from there, I look for the features and all that kind of stuff. So really in person, you should drive something, you should drive multiple things within that category to back to be able to really get a feel for what you like. And you can't do that if you're just like click.
Yeah, so. Exactly. And so, I mean, it's my guess on that one that the person that wants to buy their car online is the person that doesn't want to deal with the salesman, right? But here's the good news on this one, Scotty, is that you're not a salesman. And you said time and time again that you're a Sherpa who helps people climb the mountain for car sales. And so that's one of the things. That's one reason why I wanted to bring you on, is just because that's why people would go that way. People would go that direction strictly because they don't want to deal with the salesman. But I can attest, and it's not, this isn't any endorsement. This is just one friend of the next, that dealing with you is not dealing with a salesman. It's a guy that literally just wants to help you find a car, and sure, he'll get paid on that because that's his job. But you literally just want to help people find the car. So there's not a need to go online. There's, come down to West Hills Honda, sniff all the cars you want, right?
Right. No, sniff them all.
Sniff them all. Just open doors and start sniffing.
Just a sniff day. That's all this is.
So when you text Scotty, don't say car, don't give emojis, say I'm coming down to sniff.
Yeah.
That's how he'll know.
Send me a nose emoji would be just fine.
Yeah, exactly. And just like any one of our guests, if you visit them, if you patronize their business, if you go into Coffee Oasis, if you are at Aker Insurance, if you come to BC Fitness, or you go to West Hills Honda, make sure you let them know that you're a friend of the Full Circle podcast. That's going to get you some mad props, probably a fist bump. But just otherwise, just knowing that you're part of the Fitness Full Circle family goes a long way for all of us that put out these podcasts. So thank you so much for that. And thank you to Scotty Mac, who's got your back, from West Hills Honda. Buddy, I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, Brett. Thanks for having me on. And I would love to be on again anytime you want to do it. Let's do this.
What you didn't realize is this wasn't an interview segment for your business. This was an interview. I was interviewing for the role of podcast co-host. So
yes.
So we may just do this again, Scotty. I really enjoyed that.
I love that.
If you want to check out my boy, if you want to get a car, if you want to go down there and just drive cars and see what you like, the description is going to be in the chat so you can get a hold of them. Next episode, Scotty, I'm not cheating on you. Next episode, I got my girl, Jennifer Brantley. She's hilarious. She's going to come on. She's going to be the co-host. And we are going to drop in and interview people at random. And so we're going to have a really good time with that. So stay tuned for that. Also, leave us a comment. Get entered in for the Fitness Full Circle t-shirt, where we're going to be doing that drawing 3 episodes from now. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great day.
Thank you. Love and be loved.